We're going to start our Shacharit Shabbat service on page 186. Boker Tov, everyone. We start our days trying to challenge the nature of being somewhere else, right? You open your eyes and many of us, the first thing you do, or we do, is we check our phones. Or we run into something else, somewhere else. And actually, it is a real, but an important and good challenge just to take a moment and express our gratitude, try to focus on the gratitude of being who we are. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחסרת בנשמתי בחמלה.
מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחזרת בנשמתי בחמלה. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחזרת בנשמתי בחמלה. רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחזרת בנשמתי בחמלה. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחזרת בנשמתי בחמלה. רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך. ירלי לי 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 לי, ירלי לי לי לי, ירלי לי 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 לי, ירלי לי 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 לי, ירלי לי 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 לי, ירלי לי לי
We turn now our Sidurim to page 192 as we acknowledge this space that surrounds all of us, and we also acknowledge the sacred space that we try to create together. Ma tovu alecha Yaakov. And after recognizing this space that we create together, we take a moment to acknowledge our personal space, our bodies. We turn our Sidurim to page 194. And I invite you to daven the blessing for the well-functioning of our bodies quietly. And to think about your body, to think if there is a specific piece of your body that needs special attention. ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. The key that our bodies have to our souls is our breath. And very often we forget to breathe. So I'd like to invite you just to take a moment to breathe, just to be aware of your breath. In Hebrew, the word breath is neshima, and the word soul is neshama. They're almost the same word. We access our neshamot, our souls, with our neshimot, with our breath. Once again, I invite you to take a deep breath and to turn your Sidurim to page 196 for the blessing for our souls.
אלוהי נשמה שנתת בי טהורי, אלוהי נשמה שנתת בי טהורי, אלוהי נשמה שנתת בי
נשמה שנתת בי טהורי, אלוהי נשמה שנתת בי טהורי, אלוהי נשמה שנתת בי שנתת בי טהורי. Source of all creation, sovereign of all souls, praise are you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. אדוני, אשר בידו נפש כל חי ורוח כל בשר איש. We turn our Sidurim now to page 198 for Birkot HaShachar, the blessings for the daily miracles. And as we follow the words of our tradition, I invite you to think about the things, the specific things that you are grateful for.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
who stretches the earth over the water.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our saints.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, mabish arumim. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, הנותן ליעף כוח. אמן. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam המביא שינה מעיניי ותנומה מעפעפיי.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם
שעשני בצלם אלוהים.
אמן. ברוך
אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשני בזכורים. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשני ישראל. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם עוזר ישראל בגבורה. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם עוזר ישראל בתפארה. Amen. On page 204, let's read together the blessing for the study of Torah.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו לעסוק בדברי תורה. O Adonai our God, let the words of Torah be sweet in our mouths and the mouths of your people Israel, so that we, our descendants and the descendants of all your people Israel, may know you, by studying your Torah for its own sake. Blessed are you, Adonai, who teaches Torah to your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamelamed Torah le'amo Yisrael.
Guy, would you like to read in English on page 206?
I sure would. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all.
We turn our series to page 212 for the Psukei de Simbra, for the blessing for the Psukei de Simbra, the verses of praise, in which we start the hard work of elevating our souls.
Baruch Shemo, Baruch Haseh, Bereshit, Baruch Omer, Ve'oser, Baruch Gozer, Umekayem, Baruch Merachem, Al Haaretz, Baruch Merachem, Al Abriot, Baruch Meshalem, Sachar Tov Lirveach, Baruch Hala'ad, Mekayam Lanetzach, Baruch Bodek, U'Matzil, Baruch, Baruch Shemo, Yai, Rai, 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 Yai, Rai, 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 Yai, Rai, 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 Yai, Rai, 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 Rai. Yai, rai, 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 rai. Yai, rai, 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 rai. Yai, rai, 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 rai. Yai, rai, 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 rai. With sounds of praise, we extol you and proclaim your sovereignty. For you are the source of life in the universe. One God, life of the universe. Praise and glorious ruler. Your name is eternal. Baruch atah Adonai
מלך מהולל, יאי רי 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 רי, יאי רי רי רי, רי 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 רי. ברוך אתה אדוני מלך מהולל ותיש וחוד. page 214, מזמור שיר ליום השבת.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמחה עליון, ולזמר לשמחה עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסון עלי נבל, עלי היום בחינות. צדיק כתבה נפרח, כהרס בלבנון יזכה, שטובים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינבון בשיבה, נשנים בין עננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורים ולא המלט העבור.
אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יעללוך סלע. And happy are those who dwell in your house. And thinking about joyful places, we also understand that life is not just about joy. That there are many places that are not exactly happy places. And it is really hard work to define where we want to be, where we want to focus our energies, and how we want to experience our life despite the circumstances, or working with the circumstances. Happy are those who dwell in your house. Happy are those that embrace the hard work of bringing joy to their lives. We are at the top of page 215.
יושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך סלע, אשרי 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 יושבי ביתך
We continue with the reading of Ashrei between pages 215 and 216. Or alternatively, you can take a moment just to close your eyes and think about what's your joyful place, what's the place where you want to be. ואנחנו נברכיה, אתה בעד עולם. We turn our Sidurim to page 218 as we raise the song of praise.
כל הנשמה
Ilufinu male shira kayam, even if our mouths were full of song as the sea, and our tongues full of joy in countless waves, we could never find the words to express the depths of our gratitude, the emotional depths of our gratitude. On page 220.
Ilufinu male shira kayam Urshonenu rina kamon galav V'siftotenu shevach kemechavei rakia V'henenu mehirot kashemesh v'chayareach V'yadenu frusot k'nishrei shamayim V'raglenu kalot kayanot In אנחנו מספיקים להודות לך אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו אין אנחנו מספיקים להודות לך אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אמותינו
We turn our Sidurim now to page 222 for the blessing that concludes the Psukei de Simbra.
שוכן עד מרום וקדוש שמו וכתוב רנו צדיקים באדוני לישרים בתהילה בפי ישרים תתעלה ובדברי צדיקים תתברך, ובלשון חסידים תתרומם, ובקרב קדושים תתקדש. ישתבח שמך לעד מלכנו, האל המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ. כי לך נאה, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, שהושבחה הלב זמרה, עוז וממשלה, נצח גדולה וגבורה, תהילה ותפארת, קדושה ומלכות, ברכות והודאות, מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, אל מלך גדול בתשבחות, אל ההודות אדון הנפלאות, הבוחר בשירי זמרה, מלך אלכי העולמים.
224, חצי קדיש.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעמד יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולם מהמיה. יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו לילה מן כה בחטא בשירתה דוש בחטא ונחמתה תמירן באהבה ואמרו
We are on page 226. We ask for the gates of prayer to open before us.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
You may be seated. And on page 228.
Praised are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai! In wisdom you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created. May they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot.
Turn our Sidurim to page 230. Before the Shema, we start thinking about the presence of an everlasting love, about a deep love. You are wearing a talit. I invite you to put the four corners of your talit together as a symbol of the hard work we need to do in order to create and embrace internal unity as we come under one God. Say, gather us in peace from the four corners of the earth and lead us upright to our land. For you, O God, work wonders. You chose us. Truly, you drew us near to your great name that we might acknowledge you, declaring you one in love. Praise be you, Adonai, who chooses your people Israel in love. Baruch atah Adonai, abocher be'amo Israel, be'ahava. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please join me for Ve'ahavta on page 234. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. Adonai said to Moses as follows, "Speak to the Israelite people and instruct them to make for themselves fringes on the corners of their garments throughout the ages. Let them attach a cord of blue to the fringe at each corner. That shall be your fringe. Look at it and recall all the commandments of Adonai and observe them, so that you do not follow your heart and eyes in your lustful urge. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Emet be'yatzibehu b'chabi ben olah badir b'to b'yafeh, davar aseh aleinu l'olam b'het. We continue with the silent reading over page 238. Great joy, Moshe, Miriam, and Israel responded with song to you, all of them proclaiming, "Who is like you, O God? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai." We are on page 240. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Torah tehilot
Oseh feleh, Torah tehilot, Oseh feleh, שירה חדשה, שימחו גאולים, לשמחה על שפת הים. שירה חדשה, שימחו גאולים, לשמחה על שפת הים. יחד כולם הודו, המליכו בעמנו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ישראל, קומה ושדת ישראל, עובדנו מחיי יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. היי די 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 די, היי די 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 די, היי די 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 די, היי די 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 די. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Page 242. Start תפילת עמידה. Here at TBT we pray the first three blessings together as community out loud. And then we remain silent. You can continue with the words of our tradition after that, or you can take a moment to think about what are the things that you really need to dedicate yourself time, zman, for silent meditation.
Adonai, Tzefatay tiftach, Ofi that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu,
Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, קומי חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך וחוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה, רב להושיע. מהרי רעתו, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, הכתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך על הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. לך הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישביענו, ורחמיו לכל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם. אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור
נגיד גוד לך. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור נגיד גוד לך. ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך, קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו, לפינו לא ימוש, לעולם, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. ושמרתך, שומרי שבת וגולי העונג מקדש שביעי, כולם שבעו וגדלו גומד ובחבי, שבעו אין דוד ימים, אז זו קדתה, שכל המסע בראשי, אלוהינו בדוי עמודנו במודנו, תבצע ונחתנו קדשנו יספותך. רצה אולי לא נחבץ להם, בית לבדם בבת תקווה, הל בתי לרצון תמיד עונה עבודה. מודים אנחנו לך, שתענה אלוהינו ולא יאבותינו במותינו, לעולם בעת צור חיינו מגן השינו את העבודה. ביאקום. שים שלום, טובה וברכה וכן. invite you to turn your Sidurim back to the middle of Tfilat Amidah, to page 252. During this time of the year, basically this last Shabbat of the year, we love the noise that children make. We're totally fine with that one. That's not a good reason to live. That's a good reason to stay. We try to discern between noise and beautiful sounds. We say, "V'tar liveinu le'ovdecha be'emet." Help us purify our hearts to do work of truth. Ata Adonai, Oseh Shalom, so that you, Adonai, maker of peace. Now we are going to turn our Sidurim to page 362 in order to start our Torah service. Please rise as we slowly open the ark.
Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Echad Eloheinu
לאדוני איתי, ונרום ובה שמו יחדיו.
לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה
בתפארת
והנצח
והאור.
ברוכים הבאים.
כי הוא בשמיים. שבת שלום. שבת שלום. שבת שלום. Shabbat Shalom. Come here. Inside she isn't here. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Great to see you. Shabbat Shalom. 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 Shabbat Shalom, Lila. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Mina. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Sorry. Scoot. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Good. Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
You may be seated. Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
I am getting used to my new technology. So, do you know what's the Torah portion this week? Nitzavim. Do you know what's the meaning of the word Nitzavim? What? Nitzav is to stand, to be present. That's one possibility, Brother Rav. But when you, Nitza, help me with the hero. You might be able to help me. What's Nitzavim, Nitza? What, Nitzav. But it can be that rows Nitzav to each other. Can roads be? Well, the answer is yes. But as I tell you now. So don't worry. I make it clear. It's not just to stand. It's to standing at some point. It's the intercross of rows, of different roads. When two roads come to the intersection to a same place, that's also Nitzavim. That's a different word. Tzomet, something else. But Nitzav, when the roads meet each other. Now, the first word, or one of the key words in this Torah portion is the word Ayom, today. Today. So I wanted to start by asking you a question. What are we dealing with today? Where are we today? You can say as the Jewish, let's just, maybe personally, what? The last day of the year. This is the last day of the year. That's what we are dealing with today. What else? I'm openly asking. I'm not going to bombard you with a very deep sermon. I'll do it tomorrow night. So I was just trying to work on our Rosh Hashanah thinking process. Yes. New beginnings. Okay. What else? Like what?
Tomorrow is our court appearance.
Tomorrow we need to show up to court, right? So what do you mean?
Yom Hadin.
Yom Adin, the day of judgment, according to Jewish tradition, Rabbi Art likes to remind us very often, is not Yom Kippur as many think. As a matter of fact, the Mishnah says that there wasn't a more joyful day for the people of Israel than Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur was a day of joy. Still is a day of some joy. Now, Rosh Hashanah actually is a tougher day because, as what the Rav said, it's a day of judgment. The day of judgment is actually Rosh Hashanah. So we are about to get into the tzomah, into the intersection of judgment. What else? Reflection. We're in a time of reflection. Reflection about what? The past year. So we look back. Other ideas? So, yes. Time of reflection over gratitude. Yes. What else? Time to set goals, like New Year resolutions, right? So you make your New Year resolutions. Well, that's kind of fair. What else? Is there anything else? Cheshbon nefesh. Okay, that's an important one. Also, but they're all important, right? Do you know what cheshbon nefesh means? Cheshbon means account or accounting, and nefesh, like neshama, soul, an accounting of your soul. Now that's the real business of the High Holidays, my friends. The place where we are supposed to be today, let me reframe that sentence. You are in the right place, number one. You're in shul. But you could be in other places. But spiritually and emotionally, the place where we are supposed to be today is in a place of accounting. We need to be thinking about what? What are we supposed to be thinking about during this time of the year? What? The year ahead. So I want to take what you said, Emily, and twist it a little bit. During this time of the year, we don't think much about what, but we rather think about who. The beautiful thing about the days of awe in Jewish tradition, and that's why I always say that they are complicated, they are tough days, but they're also very joyful days, because we celebrate human opportunity. We are reminded that we have the ability to decide who we want to be. And what we are is the product of what we are doing, but we can actually change our actions and we can transform ourselves. These are the days of the celebration of human opportunity. And these are the days in which we actually work really, really hard to embrace that opportunity. The main tool that Judaism offers in order to embrace that opportunity, well, there are two tools. I will separate this tool in two parts. The first one, as Rabbi Ard said, is Cheshbon HaNefesh, the accounting of the soul. Now, we don't like conversations. Conversations make us uncomfortable. That's why we text all the time, right? Like we prefer, I have people now, I call them and say, better text me. Let's don't have a conversation. Now, we live in a time in which there are words all over us. Words surround us. We are so overwhelmed by words. And this is a time in which we are supposed to become specific about our words, and in which we are supposed to establish a deep, real conversation with our souls. Now that sounds weird. But that's what we do. We try to connect with the deep desires of who we aspire, who we want to be. And that's time for conversation. And once we have that conversation, and we understand what's the distance between where we are and who we want to be, between our aspirations and our soul and the reality of our lives, then we have the second part of the tool. The second part of the tool is called Teshuvah, my friends. Teshuvah. The tool that will help us to shorten that distance is Teshuvah. Sometimes Teshuvah is confused with repentance or with asking for forgiveness. Asking for forgiveness sometimes is a reflection of Teshuvah, but not the core of Teshuvah. Teshuvah means lashuv, to return. And that returning process has to do with shortening that distance that I just mentioned. Ashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, return us to you, Adonai, and we will return. This is time for us to make a clear picture. And this is the real challenge. If you don't make the accounting of your soul, if you don't get to define, you don't get to think about where you want to be, who you want to be, what's the personal transformation that you need to embrace. And I got news for you. We all need personal transformation, in different areas, in different levels. And we all need to adjust ourselves quite often. If you don't get to define, again, where you are and where you want to be, so there's no place for Teshuvah. There's no place for Teshuvah. And sometimes, and here's why we think about Teshuvah as forgiveness, sometimes we recognize that distance, for example, is happening in some of our relationships. That we're in a place with someone in which we understand that we don't want to be. That's the place for forgiveness. But first we need to do Teshuvah. And I will also we'll share something with you. A nice story. One more thing about today and about how we understand or think about things. We will be talking about that tomorrow night. I want to mention something. I want to share a story. I want to use the word today for something else and for how we experience Judaism. Nitzavin kulchem ayom, today. And then the Torah says that all the generations of Israel were standing there. Right? All the generations of Israel. Our parents, the parents of Israel, Abraham. I just want to make sure that you're alive. Abraham. And the mothers? Yafeh. Now, yes, we have 7. No, just to show you that families are diverse. Now, if they are all standing there, and Judaism was Judaism yesterday for them, yesterday for Moses, and that was today, and today is today also. So Judaism must be also for us. I want to share a story that one of my favorite childhood stories, which I like in a very different way today. You'll understand why. When the great Baal Shem Tov saw misfortune threatening the Jews, it was his custom to go into certain part of the forest to meditate. There, he would light a fire, say a special prayer, and the miracle would be accomplished and the misfortune averted. Later, when his disciple, the celebrated Maggid of Masorich, had occasion for the same reason to intercede with heaven, he would go to the same place in the forest and say, Master of the universe, listen. I do not know how to light the fire, but I am still able to say the prayer. And again, the miracle would be accomplished. Still later, Moshe Leib of Sasov, in order to save his people once more, would go into the forest and say, I do not know the prayer, but I know the place, and this must be sufficient. It was sufficient, and the miracle was accomplished. Then it fell to Israel of reason to overcome misfortune. Sitting in his armchair, his head and his hands like this. He spoke to God, I am unable to light the fire, and I don't know the prayer. I cannot even find the place in the forest. All I can do is to tell the story, and this must be sufficient. And it was sufficient. Isn't this a nice story? Isn't it? Well, the problem with this story is that perpetrates the narrative that there is a generational decline, that we yesterday always knew better than today. So we don't have the fire, and we don't have the prayer, and we don't know where the forest is, and the forest probably was in Europe. And we are here in Fullerton, California. We tried our best, and we have no idea. We're clueless. Well, I think that that's not legitimate. I think that today also is the time in which we take responsibility over our Jewish experience, and we take it very seriously. And we define today what it looks like. Now, that's important, and that encompasses lots of responsibility, because it is not about the glorification of a past time that surely was better. It's about standing here today. ניצבים אתם היום, ניצבים אנחנו today. Shabbat Shalom. Really? Okay. What a mitzvah. Let's see if I know it.
Yamdu, Shmerel ben David Vedora, David ben Moshe Tzaiveya, John Goldman, David Kirshen, and Rabbi Nico ben Yehoram Babatya will be chanting.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bracha Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torato Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. Give me 1 second. It ends in Yaakov. אתם ניצבים היום כולכם לפני אדוני אלוהיכם, ראשיכם, שבטיכם, זקנים זקניכם בשוטריכם, כל איש ישראל. טפכם נשיכם בגרך אשר בקרב מחניך, מחוטב עצים עד שב עציך, עד שב מימיך, לעברך בבית אדוני אלוהיך, בברית אדוני אלוהיך, ובעלתו אשר אדוני אלוהיך כרת עמך. היום למען הקים אותך היום, לא לעם, והוא אדוני לך, יהיה לך לאלוהים, כאשר דיבר לך, וכאשר נשבע לאבותיך, לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam notav b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yamtu Harava Haron ben Mordechai Halevi Betova Bracha Bat Tzvi HaKohen Umenecha Rabbi Art and Barbara Levine and Gershona Bat Moshe. Gabby Newman will be
ופייגל.
chanting. We're on page 1538. What is that? Ayin?
What?
Or Yud? No.
י' ג'.
Yud Gimel. Thank you. 13.
Baruch et Adonai Mevorach.
ברוך אדוני מברך לעולם ועד.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
אמן. ולא אתכם לברכם, אנוכי קוראת את הברית הזאת ואת העלה הזאת, כי את אשר ישנו פה עמנו עומד היום לפני אדוני אלוהינו, ואת אשר איננו פה עמנו היום. כי אתם ידעתם את אשר ישבנו בארץ מצרים, ואת אשר עברנו בקרב הגויים אשר עברתם.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yamtu Moshe ben Yaakov Silka ben Yamin Ganesha ben Shmariehu, Marvin Rosenberg, Burton Silver, Nitza bat Avi Vitova. Nitza Hennig will be davening. We're on page 1538, second column, Tet Zion, I think that is, right? Yeah. 20.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Verse 16.
ותראו את שיקוציהם ואת גלוליהם, עץ ואבן, כסף וזהב, אשר עמהם, פן יש בכם איש או אישה, או משפחה או שבט, אשר לבבו פונה היום מעם אדוני אלוהינו, ללכת לעבוד את אלוהי הגויים, ההם פן יש בכם שורש פורה, ראש ולענה, והיה בשימו ואת דברי האלה הזאת, ויתברך בלבבו לאמור, שלום יהיה לי, כי בשרירות ליבי אלך למען שפות ערבה את הצמאה.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'sochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Mafter is found on page 1541. Yamdu, Ephraim ben Shlomo, and Miriam bat Zav Gary Gruber, and Karen Guth, Mordechai ben Yehuda, Yvayacha, Michaya, Kaikela. Mark Filowitz will be davening them off there.
Not davening, just reading.
What I say? Yes, reading them off.
Thank you, by the way.
Okay. Thank you for correction.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaBarach.
Baruch Adonai Amrach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bacha banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Rei natati lefonecha chayom et chachayim yet hatov yet chamaver et hara asher anochi mitzavcha chayom yahava et Adonai Elohecha lo lechem bidorcha v'lishmor mitzvot v'hukitam mishpata Chayim verita uvercha Adonai Elohecha ba'aretz asher atava shamar lirshtar ve'im yifnei levavcha v'lo tishma v'nidachta v'ishtachavita Le'lachem acherim ve'avatam Hagidati lachem chayom Ki yavod tov ve'dun lo tarichun Yamim al hadamar Asher atar over et chayedein Lavot shama l'rishtar Hadi Haidoti kochem chayom et hashamayim yet haaretz hachayim v'chamaved natati lefonecha habracha v'hakala uftarcha v'chayim lema'an tiyata v'zarecha li'ahava et Adonai Elohecha li'ishmo Vikolo ulavcha vo ki hu hayecha orech yamicha l'shevet al hadama asher nishbach Adonai alavotecha l'Abraham l'Yitzhak l'Yaakov l'Teit lachem.
Yashikam.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Close the Torah and cover it 1 second. And you go.
Misha Barak for all those who were called for an aliyah from Torah. We're on page 370, by the way, of the prayer book.
So if you were called to an Aliyah Torah, please rise. Or you participated somehow in serving the Torah service, please rise.
Misha Barak Avotenu Abraham Yitzhak Yaakov Sahar Evchar Achav Leah Hu Yivarech Et Chol HaKroim Asher Alu Chayom Lichvod HaMakom Lichvod HaTorah Lichvod HaShabbat HaKodesh Baruch Hu Yivarech Otam Ve'et Mishpechotam Vishlach Bracha V'chatzlacha V'chol Ma'aseh Yedehem Im Kol Yisrael Ahechem V'nomar
Amen.
Amen. May He who bless our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless all those who have come for an aliyah with reverence for God and respect for the Torah and Shabbat. May the Holy One bless them and their families and prosper all their deeds together with all their fellow Jews everywhere. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen. And now a blessing for those in need of healing. Mishaberach Avotenu V'Imotenu Avraham Yitzhak V'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rechav V'Leah Hu Yivarech Et HaCholim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Alehem, V'Halimam, U'Rapotam, U'Chazikam, V'Lishlach Lachem Mechera Refuah, Refuah Shlema Min HaShamayim, Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, Hashtaba Galau Vizman Kariv and Omar.
Amen.
Amen. May the one who bless our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all those whose names were mentioned, together with all others who are in need of healing. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored, their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen.
Rabba. Please rise for Agba Anglilila. Besot HaTorah Asher Sam Moshe Lifnei Bnei Yisrael Al Pi Adonai Be'ad Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. We're going to, as we rest the Torah, we are going to open the ark, and we are going to directly return the Torah to the ark. Etz Chaim li l'machazikim ba v'tomecha me'ushan derachea tarcheno page 586, עלינו לשבח.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, והורדנו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום היום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. You may be seated. At this point of our service, we take a moment to acknowledge mourners
If you are during the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, please rise and share with us who you are remembering. If you are during the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, please rise. If you are during the cycle of the first year of mourning, please rise and share with us who you are remembering. Laila. If you have a yahrzeit this week, an anniversary of death, please. Now you can support our fellows who are standing or sitting, join us with your voices and your hearts for Mourners Kaddish on page 598. יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה. בעלמה דברה חילותה, בימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, באמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עלמיה, יתברך, בישתבח, ביתפאר, ביתרומם, ביתנשא, ביתהדר, ביתעלה, ביתהלל, שמי לקודשה. הוא לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דהמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, בחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. May the memories of your dear ones be for a blessing. You may be seated. Yeah. So tomorrow is Rosh Hashanah. It's quite exciting, right? And we are gathering tomorrow at 7:30. 7:30 tomorrow for Rosh Hashanah. I'm coming at 6, that's why I don't know the hour. So 7:30 tomorrow for Rosh Hashanah, and on Monday morning at 9 a.m. At 9 a.m. I want to mention one more event that we are doing this year. So we are not doing Tashlich on the same day of Rosh Hashanah. We are doing Tashlich on the day of Shabbat Shubah. Now, which basically means that we are going to do Tashlich on October 5th in the afternoon. This year we are making a very interesting interpretation of Tashlich, and we are doing a community-wide celebration in Acacia Park. We are going to do traditional Tashlich, but in addition we will have a celebration of the Jewish New Year with Jewish music, some great food. We have a apple and honey cakes contest, I think. I know that many people are bringing apple and honey cakes. I'm quite sure that that's a contest too. But it's going to be a great celebration with some games. It's going to be really wonderful. And of course, we're going to do Tashlich in Acacia Park at 4 p.m. Some of you were preoccupied about the fact that there are no bathrooms in Acacia Park. So don't be too worried. We are bringing bathrooms to Acacia Park. So let's celebrate together also on Saturday. We will conclude that event with Abdallah. I think it's going to be wonderful. And a week later, Yom Kippur, which, as we said earlier, used to be the most joyful day of the year. Now I want to make one comment about that. People say, how can you say that? That's the day of Iskor. Right? Marvin, you say that. How can you say that it's the day of Iskor? Because also the possibility and the ability to remember is a joy. One of the most terrible tragedies that can happen to us as individuals and also as people is to disconnect from our memory. Even the pain that we feel for those that are not here and they were a part of our lives, even when it's a bitter taste sometimes, it's also a very sweet taste of memory. And it's the fact that we recognize that we were deeply loved and we remember and we still have the ability to love. And even when hard, that still be one of life's biggest joys, the ability to love each other. We are going to conclude our service with a very joyful song. Gabi, which one? Which very joyful song? Fine. You decided another Olam? Ein Keloheinu? Fine. Ein Keloheinu. So please rise. We're on page 626. And we have here the custom of connecting with each other. And as we connect with each other, we also think about the blessings that we want to create for ourselves in this new year. We want to bring fire to our lives. We want to be able to light our passions and to build the best reality that we can experience, and to work hard, not just to be what we are, but to live up to who we want to be. On page 626.
Ein Keloheinu, ein Kadoneinu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, Micheloheinu, Michadoneinu, Michemalkeinu, Michemoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adoneinu, Nodel Emalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adoneinu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adoneinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu, Lai 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 Lai
Adonai Oz Lamoite, may God gives us the strength to create peace. Adonai Yevarech et Amo Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. That was fun. Let's do Kiddush, Kiddush. What?